MAT1033 Final Exam Review Question number 11. Fractions in a fraction. Complex fractions. We need to simplify. Well, if you recognize what you have, I think that makes things a lot easier. If you can read it mathematically, then I think that also helps you determine what you're supposed to do. So we've got 2/3, and it's divided by 5/9. And now you've got to go reach into the recesses of your brain and remember how to divide fractions. You keep the first one the same, and you flip the second one over, and you change it to multiplication. Okay, that's the process we use to divide fractions. And then once it's a product, we can use cancellation. Cancellation goes with multiplication. And dividing each of the 3 and 9 by the common factor of 3, 2, 3 are the two factors on the top, 1 and 5 on the bottom. So that should do it for us for reducing. Canceling those common factors, and then we just multiply what we have left. 2 times 3 is 6. 1 times 5 is 5. Leave it alone. Don't change it to a mixed number. You are done. MAT1033 Final Exam Review Question number 12. Oh, when I didn't think it could get any better than this, we got fractions in a fraction. Okay, so what do we got here? We got a complex fraction, 1 minus 3/4 over 5/6 minus 1/2. Okay, there's two different ways to approach this problem. I only teach one method in class, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this the way we did it in class. If you're interested in the other method, you certainly can refer to your text. Now what we need is a single fraction here and a single fraction here so that we can keep the numerator, invert the denominator, and multiply. So keep, flip, and then change. So we've got to rewrite this so that we end up with one fraction. So we're going to have to get a common denominator and combine these two values. Now if I rewrite 1 as a fraction, I have 1/1. Then the common denominator would be 4. Okay, then I'd multiply this times 4, top and bottom. And I'd have 4 minus, we didn't need to change this fraction, it already has a 4 on the bottom, 4 minus 3, which is 1. So there's the numerator written as a single fraction. Okay, same thing on the denominator. I've got to get a common denominator, which is 6. Now this is already a 6, but this isn't, so we would multiply top and bottom by 3. And then we would have 5 minus 3, which is 2. Okay, now I know this reduces, but I'll wait until I rewrite this as its multiplication problem, in its multiplication problem form. So I've got 1/4, and then divided by 2/6, which is 1/4 times 6/2, and I certainly can reduce. We'll reduce the 6 and the 2, and we'll make this 3. Remember, as long as it's a factor from the numerator and a factor from the denominator, and it's a product here, then I don't have to do the canceling across the fractions. It can be numerator to denominator, as long as we're talking factors. Okay, so then what do I end up with on the top? I end up with 3, and in the denominator 4 times 1, which is 4. So that's the simplest form of the original fraction that I started with.